he doesn't mind eating in their local hole-in-the-wall restaurant, and he loves Woo Zaway's mom's homemade cooking. That's a major plus, especially when you consider his history with his ex-girlfriend. She was so condescending, a complete 180 switch from Chi Chang. So Woo Zaway is taking notice. It's only a matter of time until he starts developing feelings for Chi Chang. I'm sure that'll fuck up his plan, because that is absolutely not part of the plan. Falling for his rival is not part of the plan. So we'll see how he'll handle that once he starts realizing that he's developing these feelings for his rival. But now Woo Zaway is taking riskier steps to get back at his ex-girlfriend, it seems. He's now using his power and influence over Chi Chang to get him to ditch Wei Wei. But Chi Chang is no fool. He knows that Woo Zaway gets triggered by the mention of Wei Wei's name. So at times when he feels like he's not getting his way with Woo Zaway, he just mentions her name, or say like, oh, I'm going on a date with her, and Woo Zaway comes running back immediately to try to convince him not to go with Wei Wei. This is a game of power and control. Not so much money-wise, but more on influence, mind, emotions, and feelings. And they're very competitive. And I love that part when Woo Zaway goes home to his mom's house and Chi Chang follows him. I'm a sucker for that countryside shit. I loved it when Last Twilight did it. I loved it when I Told Sunset About You did it. I loved it when Never Let Me Go did it. I loved it when Bad Buddy did it. And don't even get me started with A Tale of a Thousand Stars, where the whole setting was up in the mountains, away from the hustle and bustle of a major city. I just love that. It's just nice to see them in a stripped down environment. It just feels more natural and more relatable for me, because I grew up in that kind of environment. You know, our tiny little community in the Philippines was situated in a small town sandwiched between the beach, the river, and the mountains. Like, it was so small that a lot of us had no running water, a lot of us had no electricity, and it might seem like a struggle, which it was, but during that time, like, it felt simple and peaceful, and it was so cozy, and I just felt safe in that environment. So every time I see shows that are set in that environment, or when characters are mainly situated in a big city and then they take a trip to the countryside, I love that. I just love that. And that scene when they were driving their bike, passing the cornfields, just looking so majestic and beautiful in white, that whole sequence was beautiful. I wish that scene was longer, because it was so romantic. They better have more of that. So now Woo Zaway is taking drastic steps to reach his goal. Now he's proceeding with his plan, and he's now finding himself in a rather compromising position and environment. But at the same time, it seems like he still feels like he's still in control.